Alrighty, here we go. Guys, I am really impressed. Woo, formation loop. Look at that, guys. Look how good that is. Oh my God. Don't hit the tree.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You're joking.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and land, and you can run out and get yours, okay?
Okay.
Seriously impressive, guys. All right, who's next? You. Hey guys, welcome to Flight Test. I'm Josh.
And I'm Stefan.
And one thing we're really passionate about is using flight as a really cool way to inspire the youth and also families, giving them a source of memories.
That's right.
Recently we had the opportunity to go down to a local manufacturing camp from our parent company and teach a whole bunch of kids how to build and fly airplanes. But we didn't want to just stop with them gliding FT Sparrows back and forth. We want to take it up a notch. So we designed the FT piggyback mechanism.
That's right. Good old Chad Lewis.
Yeah, Chad Lewis is awesome. You want to get this up in the air and we'll talk about it?
Let's do that.
All right, cool.
Now, when you flip up, obviously I'm upside down, and then I'm gonna correct. Should I correct roll-wise or up? Like,
well, when I flip down, just bring it around. The reason why we do this, especially for kids that build free flights and stuff, they're not going to have maybe the best trim of the CG. So we try to toss it back and forth a couple times before we put it in, get it trimmed up. But everyone's going to be a little different. When you go into a loop, it actually lets it come out of that loop and kind of establish a really good glide right off the bat.
Right.
So you're not over-accelerating or under-accelerating and have it drop back into it.
Okay.
So we'll do one basically free flight method. The next one I'll just launch you where you just get a little bit of speed, point your nose down, and you hold a little bit of back pressure, and it'll pop right off, okay?
Awesome. Perfect.
All right. So you can see when I flip the switch, look how it changes the angle of attack to fly. You see that?
Yeah. It's already papped up.
It's already there. Here we go. Woo! Dude. So I'm flying the CPAC Twin on a 4-cell, and I'm using 945 props, and I'm keeping my ESCs ventilated. This thing has power for days. Look at that, we're already at the dropping altitude.
Dude, that's unbelievable, by the way.
All right, so I got my finger on the right switch this time. TJ,
Okay.
I'm gonna do a big lazy loop. You ready? There you go, buddy. Your first launch.
There he is.
Now, a lot of people look at the Sparrow and think that thing's not gonna glide. She'll glide. She'll glide really well, especially even if you're building it as a free flight. Now, one thing you're gonna notice right away is that the plane is rocking back and forth on the top. That's actually because we didn't put any wing supports in here. When we show you guys how to build this, you can actually do custom wing supports whether you're flying the Sparrow, the Simple Soar, or the Tiny Trainer. There we are. Dude, you're doing great!
We're doing it. We're doing it.
A big shout out to Chad Lewis. Matter of fact, when Chad wanted to become an employee here, we said, Chad, we need designers, we need painters, we need creatives, we need people to define experiences. We threw this at him the first week of his employment because at the end of the week is when we had to do our very first manufacturing camp. And this is what he created.
Yeah, and I get to work very closely with good old Chad Lewis. There we are, we're landing.
That was nice.
Well done, that's fantastic. So I get to work really closely with Chad Lewis, and he puts so much time and effort into everything he does.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that it's as good as it possibly can be. So even though it looks like a simple mechanism, he's actually put a lot of time and effort.
He put a lot of thought, and he also put thought into how it builds and how it can mount in different ways too. This doesn't even have to mount on all of our FT designs. This can actually mount on like an Optera or anything else that you see that has a nice flat surface on the top. You simply just glue it on, plug in your servo, you're good to go. Also, this will launch the FT Sparrow, it'll launch the Tiny Trainer, and it'll also launch the Simple Soar.
That's awesome.
So our goal is to really, find unique, creative ways for people to make memories, but also have it be simple and reliable.
That's right.
All right, you want to do round two?
Let's try it again.
All right, so we have a cool challenge set up. We have a little tarmac. You actually got really close to it.
I was pretty close.
We're going to go ahead and do a spot landing challenge here.
Okay.
I'm going to kick Stefan off. He's going to fly it around. He's going to go ahead and try to land right on that tarmac.
The red and black Flight Test logo tarmac.
Exactly, our little launch pad. And I'm going to go try to do the same. So for all I know, you're going to hit me.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll make it a goal. All right. So the basic way that this works here is there's a 12-gram metal gear servo that has two positions on two-position switch. When it's in this position, you can see it'll hook on really nicely. Go ahead and hook that on there.
Pop that on there.
Yep. And then first position gives it lift. Second position, you're gonna have to grab it. Knocks it right off. We actually have a little finger that comes up, and this is all designed by Chad as well too.
Yep.
He really thought out how to make this launch reliable. So to mount this, you don't need to worry about rubber bands or anything. All of our FT designs that have that are compatible with this will have a little thumb hole, just like what you see on the bottom of the Sparrow here, that you can simply slide in. So close that down and slide it in. you go. Ready for round 2?
Let's do it. Round 2.
All right, you ready?
Here we go. Now, who's up for round 2? I am.
Hey, let's do a quick little pass here.
Yeah. Now, also, one thing that Chad also kind of has done with a lot of our plans that you've probably seen is he also paints them all.
Yes.
So he not only does he make really cool mechanisms, but he also makes all these cool paint schemes for all these cool planes.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool.
Now you're gonna notice that this kind of rocks a little bit to the left and right. That's
Yep.
okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not gonna fall off and stuff. You can always put wing supports if you have a favorite model, but with the Sea-Duck and with the Kraken, it doesn't do a thing
Right.
to it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and launch you here. I'm gonna take you up a little higher.
All
This
right.
time I'm gonna do an RC launch. I'm gonna point you into the wind. I'm gonna tip my nose down just slightly,
Okay.
coming towards us. Launch it in 3, 2, 1. Nice, just go ahead and establish your glide slope. Now this is really cool, especially for fathers and their children that want to teach them. You can get your kid or the person you're flying with up nice and high, and you can give them the opportunity to fly in nice, clean air, catch a thermal, things like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to spot land this thing.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Oh, I missed it by a mile.
Really?
Yeah, all right,
Oh,
you just
man.
keep flying and having fun.
I'm gonna keep flying, have fun. Try not to get hit by this quad.
Well, speaking of quads too, this is a FT270. This is actually a quad that TJ designed.
Right.
A lot of times people are asking, what are you using to get your aerials? Well, TJ and Alex put their heads together. They actually have an AP platform that can even take a gimbal. It has a black bracket for a gimbal, or it can fly with a GoPro on top of it. I think we should honestly call this like the I can't believe it's not butter quad, because it is so smooth.
Right? Oh, no. No.
We both missed it by a mile.
By a mile.
Round
I got
3?
too much airspeed. Yep.
Let's do round
Perfect.
3.
Let's go for
All right,
round
cool.
3.
You know, round 3.
Yep.
You know, we gotta apologize. We got some heavy equipment once again, making our dirt mound bigger.
Right,
We're
always.
sorry about this, but you know, this is the place we fly.
That's right.
So sorry we couldn't go to a quiet environment. Hope you get to hear all the fun we're having.
Yes, because we're having a lot of it.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Round 3.
And we're up. Just like again. Loving it.
I love this.
And the power is fantastic.
We had with the kids. We had actually 3 groups of 12. We had about 36 kids.
Wow.
And 3 groups of 12. We were able to take most of them on 2 rides each, and we'd launch them about this height, and it was just awesome. All right. So Stefan, I want to get you nice and high. Okay?
All right.
I'm gonna take you.
Perfect.
You can still see good, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's some sun up there, but I think we're good. You gotta always
All
deal
right,
with the elements.
TJ, I'm gonna launch them. 3, 2, 1. You got a launch, got a nice high launch. And seriously, from that altitude, even with the Sparrow, you can actually get full-blown thermals and just fly for hours.
Well, that's putting a lot of pressure
Oh my
on me.
gosh. Dude, you're cruising this time. Oh! Ah, going around.
He's going around.
That didn't count, did it? All right, let's go ahead and go for a spot landing. I'm gonna try this. Right over the
I'm
bulldozer
coming in.
dude, scaring them. Oh! Well, we crossed it. Does that count?
It's close enough.
There you
in
go.
my opinion, close enough.
So authentic spot landings are usually done with carbon fiber gliders, where they're just like right in the ground.
There it is. We don't
There you
have
go.
that.
There you go. Maybe a future challenge will get it. But that's pretty darn good.
That looks pretty good. Way better than all the other ones.
There you go. Well, what did you think?
I had a blast. I mean, as far as that mechanism is concerned, every single time, once we got the right switch, right?
Yeah.
It was perfect
It kicks
every
it off
time.
reliable.
And Chad has really done a great job
Yeah.
with making sure every little component of this mechanism works just as it should.
So one thing, as always, we're going to do, there's always going to be free plans. We're going to put free plans out for this. We're going to have a very simple build video to follow. Very self-explanatory. We're going to show you how to build it, but also we're going to combo this up here. We're going to put this with airplanes that we really love, like the Sea-Duck and the Sparrow,
Right.
where you guys can combo it up and save a little bit of money. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for being part of the Flight Test family, and also thanks for all the sources of inspiration you give us to do things like this. We'll see you next time. Flight.